Tonight's selection is a David Cronenberg movie based on William Burroughs' Naked Lunch. If you have no idea who either of those men are, then you are not going to understand this movie at all. The movie starts off in 1953 New York, where RoboCop has been sent in to exterminate somebody's cockroach problem. For the purposes of this film, RoboCop will be called Bill Lee. Bill's problems begin when he starts coming up short on his cockroach poison. He later finds out that the reason he's coming up short is because his wife is shooting the cockroach poison up into the main vein to achieve what she calls a Kafka high. Bill, looking for an alternative so that he can keep his wife high and keep his job, he seeks out Dr. Benway. Dr. Benway turns Bill on to the black meat, which is a substance made from the dried out husks of the large aquatic centipede. Now that might sound weird, but when a junkie wants a fix, a junkie gonna get a fix. Now when Bill gets home, he finds that his wife's been shooting up with Ginsberg and Kerouac, and they've been shagging and listening to beatnik poetry. And that's gotta be some sexy poetry, I gotta tell you.
Addicts of drugs not yet synthesized. Black marketeers of World War III.
Well, I know I'm turned on now. Now Bill, not wanting to join the party, goes into the bedroom, shoots up some of that sweet black meat, shoots his wife up, and then decides to play William Tell. Ooh, missed it by that much. Lying low, Bill goes to a local dive and finds a mugwump that tells him that his wife is actually an evil agent bug, and that he was right to kill her. But now he's got to give himself a typewriter and get his ass to Interzone so he can fill out the reports on the situation. While Bill is chilling at the Interzone Cafe, this guy that we'll call Creepy Creeperson saunters over and is like, "Hey, nice typewriter. So, do you know Dr. Benway? I have a lot of drugs I want to give him." And Bill's like, "Drugs, you say?" So Creepy takes Bill back to the black meat factory and Bill gets really f***ed up. Oh, did I mention that Bill's typewriter is alive? Yeah, that's a thing. It talks to Bill while Bill shoots up that sweet, sweet meat. The typewriter tries to keep Bill in line, but Bill's like, "No, I'm gonna go out and mingle and shoot some more smack." Bill makes friends with all the local bigwigs and this young barista from the local cafe that thinks Bill's old man hot or something. Bill also makes friends with Bilbo Baggins and Bilbo Baggins' wife, who looks a lot like Bill's wife, minus a head wound. Bill and Bilbo start taking long walks together where Bilbo talks about swapping typewriters and Bill's more like, "Nah, how about we swap wives? You can take the dead one." Bill borrows Bilbo's typewriter, and while he's going through withdrawals, Bill's typewriter thinks that Bilbo's typewriter is a threat to their relationship and decides to take it out prison style. Bill goes over to apologize to Bilbo but finds out that he's not home and it's just Bilbo's wife. Then Bill's like, "Let's get kinky with this typewriter." Now I could get more in depth, but my mom watches these videos, so let's just say stuff went down and the typewriter goes flying out the window right into the lap of Bilbo pretty much. Now Bilbo's like, "You broke my typewriter. And you fucked my wife. But my typewriter!" So Bilbo and his buddy take Bill's typewriter and they steal off into the night, leaving Bill a wreck of a man. So Bill goes out and gets hammered and tells some weird stories and sees some weird shit, entertains some old friends and gets them high as giraffe balls, sends them back home and decides, I better go get my typewriter back. So Bill takes Bilbo's typewriter bits and melts them down, and magically they turn into a typewriter shaped like a mugwump's head, which Bill trades back to Bilbo for his old typewriter, which has been beaten near death, and he just barely manages to divulge the location of Bilbo's wife. I think that sentence gave me a tumor. Bill finds Bilbo's wife in a barn full of people who are sucking on mugwumps to get high. 'Cause when you hit bottom hard. Bill finds out that Bilbo's maid Fadela is actually behind the whole thing, but not really.
You mean this old thing? Benway!
It turns out Dr. Benway was in the background the whole time, watching Bill and assessing to see that he could oversee his mugwump juice scheme that he's been brewing. So Dr. Benway sends Bill and the not misses up north to Nixia. But they get as far as the border and Bill starts up his old habits, and the end, fade to black. That's it. What, you want closure? This is a movie by the guy that made Scanners and Videodrome. What the hell do you want? What, you want a moral? How about this? Non-existent drugs lead to typewriters. Typewriters lead to mugwumps. Mugwumps lead to the dark side. It's a downward spiral. But by chance you happen to be a fan of David Cronenberg movies and William Burroughs novels, this movie was made for you. It's not a direct adaptation of the source material, but it's about as good as you're ever going to get. Plus it's semi-biographical of the author, so that's kind of neat.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.